All right, the new RPG Ashen conjures up memories of old school titles like King's Quest and dark new school experiences like DayZ. Just a delicious mashup buffet of gaming for your taste buds. Here to tell us more about the open world indie survival RPG Ashen is Derek Bradley from Aurora 44, everybody. Derek Bradley is here. Welcome to the show, my good man. Welcome to the show. So Derek, first thing, what's the story of Ashen?
Okay, so Ashen is set in a really dark world. In fact, there's no natural light. And what happens is at the start of the game, there's an eruption, and this eruption causes light, like the explosion itself, as well as the ash holds energy. Yeah. So humans who've been out in the world kind of congregate around this mountain and form a town. And the down-to-earth story that the player's going to experience is leading this town, or keeping this town alive, basically, and forging a new path through the light in a land that's been so dark.
Cool, no pressure. No pressure, bro. Just
pressure.
a whole town on your back. No big
keep
deal.
Them alive, you know?
All right, so we know what the story is. We know it's an open world action RPG. Tell me about the gameplay of Ashen.
Okay, well, Ashen it definitely takes a lot from a lot of action RPGs in that there's the combat and all that kind of enjoyable stuff, and that's a really big focus for us, getting awesome controls, making it feel really visceral and awesome. But the other side of it is the exploration. And so that's really important, to have the feel of moving through the world and actually enjoying the landscapes that you go past and stuff like that. So honestly, half of our time is just put towards making it feel good.
Nice. And we know, obviously, with that tremendous weight of carrying those people on your back, forging relationships is going to be vital in this game. So talk to us about the multiplayer component.
Absolutely, and this is an interesting one because people that you meet out in the world won't be NPCs. They'll actually be other people that are in multiplayer. So when you come across someone, you're coming across a real person that you can forge a relationship with. And the other interesting thing about that is, if you bring them back to your town, they're actually going to become NPCs in your town, and they're going to persist there. So any story you have is going to, with an NPC that you keep in your town, is going to be something you've actually shared together, and then they're going to add to your game from then on.
Very cool, man. So we know we're going to meet other actual humans on the other side of the digital landscape. What are their unique skill sets going to be? For instance, mine would be just holding you back or being a tremendous burden. So what are people going to bring to the table?
You know, they could be anything. I mean, you could get an ash smith who uses this crazy ash that's out in the world to upgrade things. You could get a hunter who will just kind of go off on his own accord and bring things back for you once in a while.
Nice.
You could get travelers who tell you like stories of exotic places that are far away that you could get to. So even just the information they bring to you will be important.
Very cool. So obviously E3 is monstrous. There are a ton of beautiful titles here, but Ashen is really standing out for its distinct art style. Why'd you guys decide to go in that direction with the art?
Well, you know, we're very passionate about art in the first place, and just the handcrafted kind of low poly feel that Ashen has is something we've worked a lot on and iterated a lot on. And something that people have picked up on actually is no faces. Yeah. I mean, you must have noticed there are no faces. How do they see? Yeah. But the interesting part of that actually, it feeds into the multiplayer. So when you meet somebody out in the world, if they've got stubble like us, and maybe they've got a scar on their face or something like that, you'll judge them by that. But in Ashen you won't. Like, literally be by the actions that they do around you, you'll judge whether you want to bring them back to your town. Is this a trustworthy person? Or is this someone who's going to have my back when we go try kill that boss over there?
Right. I've always said, don't judge people by their facial hair. So I'm glad that you removed that from the equation. So we just watched a bunch of footage down there on the monitor. We saw beautiful, beautiful environments, gigantic monsters. Tell me about the scale of this game. How big is it going to be?
Well, it is open world, so it's going to be fairly big, and I think, from our art direction and our gameplay standpoint, we wanted to make sure that the world was big enough that things could tower over you. And that's, I mean, you can see it in our trailer, the giant sky whale that's sort of flying through there that everyone's excited about. So certainly having something that is massive is important to us.
Right, and we actually have ID at Xbox's Chris Charla coming on the show in a little bit. How important were they in the development of this game?
Oh, absolutely. They've nurtured us for a long time now. The whole team, Alexi, Nate, Chris, they've been really great. We couldn't be here without them.
Very cool, man. Well, big round of applause to Derek. Derek, thank you so much. The game looks amazing, man. I can't wait to get my hands on it.